So as India continues to battle coronavirus, Home Minister Amit Shah has tested positive for the deadly infection. While he has been hospitalized, his contacts will now be isolated. Now we are being joined by WION's political editor, Kartikeya Sharma. For more on this, good evening to you, Kartikeya. What is the latest information that we have on Amit Shah's condition?
Amit Shah, Home Minister of India, has got himself admitted to an hospital. He tweeted himself and said that when he felt that he has got early symptoms of COVID-19, which is primarily bad throat, mild fever, lack of other symptoms like smell or taste. But he said in his tweet that when he realized that these are the early symptoms, he got himself tested. And once the result came positive, he has got himself admitted to the hospital. Now he has requested all the other people to also isolate themselves and get themselves tested who were in contact with him in past 24 to 72 hours. I think the chain can also go back to 6 to 7 days because as a Home Minister, he must have interacted with a lot of officials, and COVID-19 has an incubation period, which goes unnoticed. But I think the important thing here is that he is the second most important person in the Union Cabinet. He is the Home Minister of India, and he was the one who piloted the Article 370, whose anniversary would have been on 5th of August, and he would have played a very important role in the anniversary functions, but nonetheless. But Mr. Shah is also diabetic, which is in public domain. That's a comorbidity. And I think keeping in mind that he suffers from a high diabetes, he has got himself admitted to hospital very rightly, because in COVID-19, if there are other elements of comorbidities, which is like added complication, certain precaution needs to be taken. So I think in that case, for example, like British Prime Minister, he was also, after days of home isolation, he was isolated and hospitalized because oxygen had to be delivered to him. Right now, Mr. Amit Shah's condition is stable. There is no medical bulletin as of now as to in which part of the hospital he has been isolated. The only details which are available is that he has got himself hospitalized. But saying that, it just goes on to tell us that this influenza, this virus has not gone anywhere. India is clocking 57,000 cases every day, Alison. America is clocking 80,000 cases every day. Even we have gone for a number of unlockdowns, in which we are coming out of the lockdown. The COVID-19 continues to spread and has the capacity to further cripple economy and affect administration. So I think it's a reminder to people that social distancing, isolation, hygiene practices must become second nature because the pandemic continues unabated.
As you've mentioned, we know that in 3 days from now, the Prime Minister is all set to visit Ayodhya for the mega event. Will he be heading post Amit Shah, the Home Minister, testing positive? Do we know that yet?
That's a very important question you have asked. If Amit Shah has met any of the senior functionaries of the government, everyone, I don't want to name them, even if he had met the finance minister or the defense minister or the home secretary or the defense secretary, everyone would be isolated, starting with his household, his driver, the people who are in close proximity, his family members, because, people who are at the top of the pecking order in terms of politics and administration, they meet a lot of people every day. So they meet important people every day. So I think that has to be seen. But in that case, I would say that this function which is on 5th, I think Prime Minister will be going there. There are certain rules of engagement which have been implemented by the union government that the top functionaries were not directly interacting. But yes, Mr. Shah had been part of a lot of important meetings in which social distancing was followed. But even then, since COVID-19 can hang in air, can stay on materials like plastic, metal, and other plastic associated material for hours and hours, I think all those places will have to be fumigated. Those lines will have to be drawn as to how many people he met and how many people whom he met other people. So I think it's a very laborious process, but nonetheless, it will be same for him, which would have been for you or me.
Absolutely. And do we have any reports or know when, in fact, the last time it was that he met with the Prime Minister?
No, there is no, Alison, there is no detail on that. There is no confirmation of any close contact meeting. But let me tell you, the sort of protocols which have been put in place for the Prime Minister of this country are very, very tough. For example, 15th of August is India's Independence Day, and certain quarantine has been put into place for those who will be there at the Red Fort. So imagine the sort of tight protocols which are already there. But even then, I would say that the contact tracing will be done as to people Mr. Shah met. But yes, there is no clarity on it, and I would say that that would be pre-guessing whether he met the Prime Minister or not. But yes, the officers he met, the people he interacted with, his residents, or the people whom he met in North Block where he sits, they will all be quarantined, or they will be asked to stay at home and see whether they are developing any symptom or not.
Kartikeya, thank you very much for bringing us all the latest there.